Hi, welcome to another episode of the INDWOOD. I am Hasbury, your host for this episode's INDWOOD, and we are with Miss Camille Upshaw, the playwright of Home is Where the Hair Is. So let's please give a warm welcome for Camille.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you.
Yes.
So for one, to kind of just like give y'all a little bit of the tea, the first time I met Camille was during a play, which I don't even know if I feel comfortable saying it was a stage reading, because that show was not, like, it was movement. It was flowing. Like, even the commentary around water. Mm-hmm. And I kept on making a joke to all, like, my Detroit friends that, you know, like, I didn't know that. This is so stupid when I say it now, but I low-key didn't know Detroit was on water.
Yes.
So I even was, like, kind of gagging about that. But you did a wonderful performance. I remember coming after you after, like, being like, I have to find you. And I think I want to start there with, okay, when it comes to your performance, especially because you were such a strong performer, so it informed to me that you had put a lot of work in when it came to acting. I'm curious on how do you think your experience as an actor has begun to flow into your experience as a writer? And specifically also for this play, like, how has it informed what you wanted to show on stage?
Yes. So I trained at SUNY Purchase. So 16-hour days, the work, the dedication. But before I went to SUNY Purchase, I went to Cass Tech.
Okay, where's that?
In Detroit. Cass Tech, number 1, second to
Wake
none.
it up.
And I studied under Tony Award winner Marilyn McCormick.
Okay.
And so she put that drive, that hustle in us. And I was a part of a group called Readers Theater.
Okay.
And
this is all through high school?
This is all through high school.
Okay.
So we were responsible for kind of like bringing different pieces of plays, parts of novels, or parts of songs, and making this one big show. So just kind of sourcing my own work and creating my own work has always been in me. But after college, graduating, you see what kind of work is out there, what you're auditioning for, you see what sticks and what doesn't, and then there just kind of got to a point in the industry, and I'm just all like, I'm not excited about any of these things.
When did you realize? Because I feel like sometimes it takes a minute for us to actually realize that we're not that actually excited. When did you realize you weren't as excited as you thought you were?
So, of course I graduated, and I'm like, I'm going after everything.
Okay.
They tell you to do everything in school, right? So I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm auditioning for this. I didn't care if it was bad or not. I'm just like, I'm just doing it. But not I'm telling when I graduated. I want to say maybe before the pandemic, like maybe 2019, I'm like, I want to do work that resonates with me. Like, I want to do things that get me excited and not just being booked to be booked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's some people that's booked, got a resume.
Long.
And I'm like, all right, how has that changed you? Where has that brought you? So 2019, I booked Skeleton Crew by Dominique Maruso. I did it at American Stage down in Florida. And that was the last show I did before the pandemic. And I was all like, God, if this is the last show I do, because we didn't know what was going to happen.
We didn't know what was going to happen in the early days, girl.
I said, if this is the last show I do, all right. That was one of my dream roles, to play Shanita in Skeleton Crew. But it was crazy because when I was doing Skeleton Crew, I had booked The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and that was happening in Georgia. So I was
and you didn't get to do that?
I did not get to do that.
Dang, because I was about to ask you about
I did not get to do that. I was like, so I had found out I got that the closing night of Skeleton Crew. So I was like, oh, it's rolling. I worked so hard to get stuff back to back, and then boom, the pandemic happened. So really, after the pandemic happened, it's like I'm only doing stuff that matters. Like, we don't have time to waste. We don't have time to just be doing things for the sake of saying I'm booked.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be excited. I want to feel that fire. I want to feel that joy, that responsibility of telling a good story, and not just I'm booked.
Right.
You know, and even when it comes to representation, like, I've had my, moments where some of my managers and or agents has just sent me things, and I'm like, I'm not excited about this, guys. So I actually don't want to do it. So that was also something that I had to learn just in this career, like, because sometimes you feel scared to tell your agent or manager, or I used to, not anymore, because I want to do meaningful work. And not to get deep. I feel like I'm going on a tangent.
Please, no,
I feel like I'm on a tangent.
Oh, so sorry. But no, please, like, I want you to go on, because even, like, I'm locked into what you're saying. It's not like you going on a tangent, like, like, girl, where you going? Like, no, we following.
My sister was diagnosed with cancer in 2023. So my sister's in Detroit. That's my only sister. Right. That's my only sibling. So I'm all like, I could be back at home helping my sister, because before any of this, my family is my family. So I'm like, I could be at home helping my sister out. Like, so if I'm spending any time doing anything else, I better love it. Yeah. Because if I don't, I could be at home helping my sister. So that time that I'm not spending there in moments that kind of feel like iffy, I'm not gonna, because cancer these days are not like life or death like it used to be, or how people think it, but like when you just hear the word, yes, it's still a lot. I have nieces that was, that were worried. So I'm all like, if I am not tending to that, I better be for fuck sure. No, girl, you can for damn sure. That I'm doing something meaningful.
And I also think that, that's important as well, because we really don't know when, things are gone like that. And I do want to ask, like, is she okay?
She's in remission.
Okay, great.
She's in remission. She went through her little, my sister, I really think she did well during her journey, because my sister, like, a clown through it the whole entire time, laughed it away, and I really think that was a part of her, that was a part of her journey. She's in remission. Her hair is back down her back. Like, she's well. She got a double mastectomy. So she was all like, hey, if I gotta lose a few titties to live a life, that's fine. So yeah, she's doing well. Thank you.
That's great. No, that's really great, especially because it made me think about when you were speaking, the fact that when I did lose my sister, and she had a son, she has a son, or she had, I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. Like,
I'm sorry.
You thinking about which text to speak. And but I appreciate you for saying your, not apologies, but condolences. But it really woke it up for me, because she died from a blood clot, and I didn't know at the time that Black Americans are, I think it's like 5 to 6 times more likely to not just get a blood clot, but then die of a blood clot. And she died at like 26. Actually, she was about to be 26, so 25. That's young. Very young. Yeah, so it woke it up for me of like, oh, we really don't have tomorrow, promise. And I think when you go through things like that, especially when we've already seen how the pandemic played out, and I keep on reminding people, like, I don't think that we've contended with it as a society, but millions of people died. Like I literally had like little relatives, whatever. I maybe wasn't the closest with them, but I know friends that, like, they became caretakers for their family members. They became breadwinners for their family members, because people lost jobs they never returned to, and life changed. So I think that's a real thing that you're saying, and I'm glad that you were able to. Sometimes I try to point out to people, fear and anxiety is like, if you look at it and you really think about it, it's like untapped potential. Like, that's why you feel anxious, that's why you feel fearful, because you don't know what's about to happen. So I'm glad that you tapped into that untapped potential, and you said, okay, I'm scared, or I'm anxious, or I could be anxious or scared, and it would be valid. But I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna inspire myself, And what do you think helped you at those times, just like, because I think that that's important as well, as a point. For one, like, you talk about how you work with kids, so I know that you probably think about that a lot, like leaving impressions for the younger generations, but also just for the people that are even our age that are like sitting here wondering, like, just put on a show, girl, how you put on a show? I want to put on a show, I want to write a play. What brought you through to convince you could do something like write a play, you could do something like produce your own play, because you really are producing this. We should talk about, actually, if you're like getting producing credit, but I feel like you're doing a lot of steps of producer on this show.
So yeah. Right, which goes back to your other question as well. Like, how did my acting inform my playwriting? You just get to a point, you're like, I want to see my story. I want to see the stories that I want to tell. Yeah. It's so funny because me and my friends, we say, bring real bitches back to the theater. That's it. Like,
I support it.
Yeah, and it's just like, my mom always used to say, Camille, write your own stuff. Like, I know you're talented. I know you could be in other people's things. Like, but I see you writing your own stuff. And I'm like, all right, girl, all right. I started off with my one-woman show, which is very different than writing a short play, which is very different from writing a full-length play, let alone
and you wrote a full-length.
All the characters that I have.
Dealing with all the different conflicts that they bring in and making sure to resolve it.
Yes, and I'm just like, I want to see more of what I grew up around and what people are interested in. Like, I tell people I'm from Detroit. People either, like back in the day, used to be like, oh, you from Detroit. But today, it's like, oh, you from Detroit. Like, people have this. Yeah.
I love calling y'all deep dish.
Deep dish is hilarious. But I want to share the culture. Yeah. Detroit is so rich in culture and history and art. And I think all of that is in this play. And I'm like, I want to write something that I would be excited to audition for. Something that excites me, which in turn I think would excite other people. Yeah. It's subjective, but I think this is an exciting play. Home is where the hair is. My one-woman show, Passing Down, that was me bringing my lineage on the stage. So that was more of like a historical passion play for me and my family. I feel like there was a lot of healing in that for me, and for my family. Just seeing it, it was centered around one of my great-grandmothers. I was very blessed to know 3 of my grandmothers. My mom's mom, my dad's mom, and my dad's grandma. And this one-woman show that I wrote was about the grandma that I never even met, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah. So it was kind of like stories that you had heard.
It was stories that I had to record. My aunt's telling me. I come from a very big family. My mom.
Same girl.
Yeah, she has a lot of siblings.
Didn't you say your family descends from like Georgia?
It's from Georgia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the Georgia and Alabama blood.
Yep. And so just doing that history, like that one-woman show propelled me. Like that was in development for a long time. As far as since 2017.
Oh, wow.
2017.
And then when did you put it on?
So I put it on a few times.
Okay.
So 2017 is when it started. I did like a production of it in this festival. It was in 2018. It was called the Fail Safe Festival.
Here in New York City?
It was in New York City at the Producers Club. 2018. Then I turned around maybe a week or so later and I did it again in Detroit. Oh. I was like, I'm taking this thing on tour, honey. Okay. And then I was like, I just like let it sit for years and years. And then I did it in 2023 at the Newark Arts Festival. Wow. And it was a highlight performance. It grossed the highest ticket sales during that festival.
On.
Yes. So I'm like, yeah, this inspired me. And I was like, and I ain't got to pay nobody no 10%. Okay. This is all mine to keep. And so that just propelled me into writing. So then it went to writing, okay, let's write a short play. Let's write a one act. Right. Let's write a full length. You know what I mean? So it was a build on for me.
You set up steps for yourself.
I set up steps. Fights. Yeah. And as far as me getting a producing credit for this, Alex and them K Corp they are producing it because I wanted to set for myself this year. I wanted to be a part of a group that held me accountable, where I had to meet deadlines. And this was that group. This is their third cohort that I was able to be a part of, which was, it was fun. Yeah. So they'll get the producer credit for this, but it is my play.
Okay,
it's my play.
Okay, you setting the ground, laying the foundation.
Yes.
And you said something. There was a few things that I was thinking about from what you said, but I'm curious to hear you talk a little bit about what resonates with you? Because you talked about that, when you looked out at the landscape of acting opportunities, nothing really resonated for you. So I wonder if you've started to think about now, like, what are the type of roles that resonate with you, that you are interested and intrigued and exploring, not even just for yourself, but maybe you're just like, girl, I want to see. Like, I'll say for me, Lovecraft Country, the story like Lovecraft, and Baby Wake It Up, because I love Sinners, but I want to give the 10s to Misha Green.
Yes.
Because I feel like if we didn't, I don't know if this is true, but it feels like to me, if we didn't have Lovecraft Country, we wouldn't have had Sinners. And both of them are so needed. Like, there was two different components of the conversation that was so beautiful to see. So that's one story that I'm like, we need more of that. So what is that for you?
Kills me to this day that they took Lovecraft. When
it was so good.
One of my favorite episodes is Hippolyta. Angelou Ellis Taylor. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I don't feel like she gets her 10s
No,
enough.
she doesn't. No, she
and
does not.
I love you, Angelou. If you ever see this, but love Lovecraft Country, and it's a period piece. I'm very a period piece girl.
What period would you want to do?
1920s.
Okay, Harlem Renaissance.
Yes, that is it. That I would eat down a 1920s Harlem Renaissance piece.
Okay.
Like, that is one of my goals, to be a part of a period motion picture, period piece. Like,
you're gonna meet that.
Yes,
goal.
Charles.
You're gonna meet that goal.
How are you doing?
Okay.
That's how you was acting on stage, girl.
I still can't. That's how you know when something's good, because there's so many things that happen that are not memorable. And the fact that I literally, like, I don't even close my eyes and I can picture your performance in that play. I can hear your voice. I can hear the tone, the strength of the tone in your voice. Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So yeah, you talked a little bit about like Lovecraft Country, definitely one story you love to see, but
yes, Lovecraft Country, things of that realm, historical period pieces. I love a good, baby. Take me back to the hood.
Okay, the 90s films,
the 90s films. I love. It's so funny because me and my boyfriend he's always like, I don't like watching this new age stuff. We're always watching House Party. The last movie we watched was Woo, with Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely.
Who else is in that? Is it old boy from Tommy?
Yes.
Oh my God, no! He was on In Living Color.
Yes.
We know who.
Yes, you know who I'm talking about.
But I wish we could say it. Well, I'll put it on here for later for the people. So they know who we're talking about.
Love things like that.
Yeah.
What else?
What do you think it is about that period that you and your boyfriend really appreciated? And even what do you think is lacking about it? Because I think that is a real thing that people talk about, but I like people to get to the specifics. Like, for example, for me, it's lighting. Lighting is so different in movies today. It's one of the things I'm like, it's not the same. So what is
I love that grainy look. I'm not really technical with the cameras, but I love a little grainy, like.
Yeah.
Yes. I love. It just felt a little bit more real and relatable. Yeah. I just saw somebody put face to face the old Devil Wears Prada.
I saw that too.
And they were like, the color grading.
The color grading was.
And they were like,
flat because also the lighting.
Yeah. They were like, why are y'all giving us this commercial? And I was like, wow, I didn't even notice. Yeah. But that, and also I feel like 90s films was very much so Black love. Yeah. Like, just that warm feeling. Yeah. I just saw this girl on TikTok like, yes, I'm very upset that I can't just work my regular job at a bookstore and I can't just meet a guy there and maybe see him again and just move in and marry him with my old school Jeep. She was like, I'm very upset that I can't do that. And it's just like, it was a simple life. Yeah. I feel like in some of those movies, it was simple. It wasn't this grandiose thing. And I feel like, damn, it is a hoax for us 90s babies that saw that and was like, I'm going to have that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And I think you touched on something interesting too, because I think that in today's movies and content or whatever, often it seems like they're trying to have conversations with like a lot of the pop culture there's so many pop culture moments. You're trying to squeeze it in, and so it makes it feel that like not, everyday
It's corny.
life. Yeah.
It's corny. I feel like they do too many gimmicks nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. I
It's
agree.
too many gimmicks. It's too much trying to be topical, trying to be hip to the times. Tell
Yeah.
the story.
Tell the story. Now, I am interested in, because I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. And I will never forget going back to watch Love Jones. And I said, I'll be damned if this is a romance movie. I'll be damned. And don't get me wrong, I still, especially because the director, like the music, like the way they shot it, it's a romance movie. Baby, you don't want that romance.
You don't want it.
You don't want that romance. So I do think reflecting on a lot of those 90s movies, and I don't want to exactly label it all as toxic, but how a lot of it leaned into toxicity.
Yeah.
What do you think we've learned in romance now that you would like to see in romance black movies? Like You, Me, and Tuscany just came out. I can't wait to see that.
I need to see it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it in theaters, but
Yeah.
I do want to see that movie. But, I would also like a little bit more black because they are in Italy,
Yeah.
You know.
I think another toxic movie that was sold as a love story was Love and Basketball. Now,
Oh
that was
my God! It used to make me so mad because my sister, I have 7 siblings, and my oldest sister loved Love and Basketball.
toxic.
And I would be like,
Played her.
that man did not like her. That
Hated
man
her.
did not like her. Like, really, I do think that he low-key hated her. Like, he
Hated
had
her.
to, because you purposely played in her face for too long.
Over
And
and
over
over and
and
over
over.
again. And so
So-
that lady was a grown woman.
Right. So what do you want to see that's
I wanna
real-
see it in-
especially because you said you love black love. So
I do.
The real black love.
I do. I want to see. It doesn't always have to go through a little. I mean, but it's because no relationship is perfect. No relationship is perfect. But also, I don't want to see a black woman getting drugged through the mud or going
Right.
through hell and high water for her ideal man, marriage, or her family. So I would love to see a happy ending of some black love. I would love to see. Let's just see you loving on her the whole movie. Where did that take us?
Yeah.
Let me think of one. I love this movie. Me and my best friend Wesley. Do you know the movie Beyond the Lights?
Oh my God, I've never watched it, but I know it's the
Yes,
purple-haired
Nate
girl.
Parker.
Yes,
And,
and he the bodyguard or whatever.
Yes.
Mhm.
What is her name? Yaya Bell. Not Yaya. Her name is Yaya Child. I forgot the girl name. British. She's British.
Okay.
But I loved Beyond the Lights. I like it. It was light. It was cute. What other good love story movie can I think of?
A new one I like is Forever.
The Young Love.
Yes. They're jumping 4 years in the future now for season 2.
Season 2.
Mm-hmm. Amara Brock
Akil. But let me tell you, Mara Brock Akil. So, she had a show on OWN. Oh, no. No. I'm sorry. Pulling out my phone.
I didn't even know she had a show on my own.
Yes, they canceled it after one season. And every time they say, "Are y'all still mad about this?" And I say, to this day, I wanna say it wasn't cherished today. Mara Brock Akil.
Because I know her from The Game, is in Girlfriends. Which
I'm about to tell you the name of this show.
I'm going to check out that show.
Love Is.
Love Is. Let me see.
It was called Love Is. Oh. But I will. But it dropped 5-6 years ago, but it was based in the 90s. It was based in the 90s. And I'm all like, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm back
Especially
to this
Mara.
time.
Yeah.
This show was so good, and it was some behind the scenes stuff that got canceled.
Oh.
And I was all like, some essay stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Which I hate, because that show was so good, because it was a 90s couple, and they showed us stuff that back in the 90s they didn't show. Like, this man was going through his own little he was having like a panic attack during his sleep, or like a bad dream. He was going through some type of trauma, but like she was there to support that, and vice versa, what she was going through. And like, they really didn't talk about mental health like that back in the 90s.
Right.
So we got to see it in this realm. Like, yes, this is the 90s, but in the 20 teens.
Right.
I loved Love Is. Very sweet.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to you. But I want to see a love story that don't gotta drag a bitch through the mud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I think that for me, it does feel like, I think that honestly, a lot of things are humiliation rituals, like actually. But I think that the way in which it's juxtaposition that often Black women, but I could argue women, really, and then I think it's just worse for Black women and like the various degrees of women. But I think that it's sad to me that it feels as though media believes, or a lot of the people that make media think that they have to humiliate the woman that's like in a love story for her to deserve
to get the love.
To get the love. Like in the end, you have to be humiliated, whether it's like assault, whether it's like just being played, like oh my God, my girl loved basketball. What's her name in real life?
Sanaa Lathan.
Say it one more time.
Sanaa Lathan.
Sanaa Lathan, because I didn't want to mess it up. But there was another movie she was in, and she just be in so many movies, and I'd be like, why is your character with this man? Like her character always be like so hardworking, whatever, and she find a bum in different regards, because it's not always bum like you don't got the fun. Sometimes you just don't got the emotional capacity. Right? And that just always made me so sad, and it felt like a humiliation ritual. And I also understand that a lot of those movies were literally made from books wrote by African American women who were just speaking on their experiences and the experiences of women around them. I just think that once it hits the movie pipeline, often it's like, okay, where's
and some of them was written by African American men.
That's true as well. That's why I think Waiting to Exhale was very good, because that was based off of a book by a Black woman. I don't remember who directed that. I think it was a man, but Whitney Houston produced it, and she was very involved. Like that's how she got Brandy on the soundtrack. Like that's how she like helped in like getting the cast together and everything. So I feel like that's why it was together.
I love Waiting to Exhale. Director Forest Whitaker directed Waiting
Oh my
to Exhale.
God! How did I not know that Forest Whitaker directed with his production company?
I don't know.
Girl, also his
Forest
daughter
Whitaker.
acts. Or she's fun. She's a fun comedy actor. I'm excited to see more of her.
That's by the novel Terry McMillan. But I love Waiting to Exhale. It never gets old.
Yeah.
I think they celebrated the anniversary last year. I think it was like the 25th anniversary or something. But me and some girlfriends, we watched it together in our moo-moos. Love Waiting to Exhale.
Missing You is always going to hit me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay, so next question. Girl, you got me over here daydreaming. Oh, you brought up Dominique Morisseau and how you were in a production of Skeleton Crew. And it made me think about this interesting thing, because I love Dominique Morisseau.
Yes, she's from Detroit.
I didn't know that.
She went to my alma mater, Cass Tech.
Wait, does Sweat take place in Detroit?
Sweat does not take place in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's in Midwest.
I want to say, did Sweat take place? I thought it was in Pennsylvania. I'm a fact checker when I don't know.
I love
so I'm
fact
looking.
checker. Okay. But would you consider Detroit the Midwest? Like, what is it?
Detroit is the Midwest.
Okay, period. Okay, so before I get to my next question about Dominique Morisseau, what do you feel like it's like? Because I've never been off the East Coast. Like, literally never. I think I went to Mexico when I was like 4, girl. I don't remember that. Like, I got
Get out.
flashes, okay? So
yes, they're in Pennsylvania.
Okay,
Sweat.
Okay. But I'm interested in hearing, like, what was your experience like growing up as a Black kid in the Midwest? Like, was there a lot of, like, Black people? I assume, because Detroit has always seemed like one of those northern,
Black as hell.
Yeah. But also, like, what was the culture like? Like, Midwest gives me French fries, potatoes. That's it. Cheese curds. Wisconsin. Sunny with the jazz.
Not cheese curd.
I love me a cheese curd. Culver's.
I'm screaming. Okay.
Dish float. Also, I will say, I'm gonna give y'all your 10s, because I was just telling my friend the other day, I was like, y'all, listen, this is to all the Detroit niggas. Y'all starting to piss me off. Because New York City is infested with so many Detroit people, and every single Detroit person I meet, talented as hell. I'm like, what's going on with the water? That's like Atlanta. Like, I spent time in Atlanta, so I know like why they're good. Like the training is heavy. So now when you talk about your high school experience, it makes sense to me, because I'm like, Donovan, you, Kendall, Malik. Is it Murphy from no?
Murphy is from Philly.
Philly. Okay. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on in Detroit. So clearly something's going on.
So growing up in Detroit, growing up in the Midwest, I had a ball.
Okay.
Like I had a ball. Childhood was lit. A lot of people don't know that like it's a random island in the middle of Detroit called Belle Isle.
Okay.
My grandmother lived right down the street from it, so we used to go there every day in the summer. There's a beach. We used to barbecue, water slide. We used to have some. I don't know if you were hip to social media during this time. It was like a big slide where like people were bouncing off. Boom, boom. It was silver. It was called the Giant Slide, and people were making jokes about it. But that's in Detroit, the Giant Slide. I used to go skating just a great childhood. Used to go skating from 4 to 6, 6 to 9. Those were the hours. So basically from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Used to hang out. Uncle used to crack open the fire hydrant. Like just
girl,
just very, very fun. I went on I started traveling when I was young. I went on a lot of road trips with my family. So it started like this. My grandmother told her children, like, I've never spent the night at a hotel. And they was like, what, Ma? So ever since they told her that, they made it their business. Like we would go to Chicago. So we would hit other Midwestern places. We would go to Chicago. We would go to Milwaukee. Michigan is super huge, so we would go up north. We would just drive and make sure that my grandmother had that hotel experience. Honey, she used to love that continental breakfast, honey, at the hotels.
Them water eggs.
Yeah. Yes. What a biscuit.
Them skinny bacon. I ain't never seen no skinny bacon. Like I'm like, girl, you slick this off. Like, what's the bacon?
Yes. And I had a ball growing up in Detroit. Like I used to live across the street from the ice cream truck man. Like so at the end of the day when he came home with his ice cream, he used to give us ice cream. Just family, your whole family living on the block or around the corner or a couple blocks down. Like just being able to be like, all right, I'm about to go to my auntie house, or all right, I'm about to go down the street to my Uncle Marcus' house. Like just the close tight knitness of it all, and just like having a whole block look after you and being able, like if something was wrong, somebody be able to call your mama on the block. Like people used to, like sure, Detroit had its wild times, but I don't know if I found comfort in there was still a sense of safety there for me. Yeah. Even through all the shit that people hear. Cause I'm not gonna lie. Now I've definitely slept through some gunshots before. I've definitely slept through some shit before, but like it's home. It's home. And I playing outside so the street lights come on, and then when the street lights come on, we playing a game called Manhunt. Like just it was fun. Growing up in the Midwest was exciting.
Yeah, waking up, and clearly, girl, your parents weren't that strict, because when them street lights came on, I had to book it, girl. They was playing.
I could only stay out if my sister stayed out, so my ass had to be in the house too. Me and my sister are 9 years apart, so I couldn't be out there by myself. But if my sister was there, I could kind of finesse it a little bit.
Okay,
but
girl,
yeah.
Manhunt used to eat, girl.